Carmine Testimony. I trained to forget, though I never truly knew what I hoped to erase. Perhaps the heaviness of my own shadow, perhaps the quiet certainty that no matter how hard I pushed my body, no one ever saw me. For 3 relentless years, I threw myself into discipline as if life itself could be bent with enough sweat. Headaches, trembling limbs, breath scraped from my lungs. Each day I believed I was chiseling myself into someone worth noticing, but my body betrayed me. One morning I could barely lift myself, and still no one had noticed the overhuman effort I had poured into every repetition. It was as if I had trained inside a glass box where the world watched only long enough to look away. I wasn't sure whether it was low self-esteem or a desperate hunger for approval, but the loneliness was unmistakable. Training made me feel good, yes, but never enough. The promises fed to me through glowing screens, stronger, leaner, smarter, better, came in infinite loops, and I chased them like a fool seeking gold in dust. My abs never surfaced. My muscles barely stood out from the ordinary. My body refused to transform into the miracle I'd been sold. Frustration became fever. Fever became obsession. And obsession eventually became a plan. If my body couldn't make me extraordinary in life, perhaps I could forge a moment that would. A staged act of bravery, something undeniable, something that would force the world to look. I decided to start a fire at the shelter where I worked. The idea formed with frightening clarity. The clients were often arsonists. Burn marks on doors and hallways were part of the décor. No one would question it. On the chosen day, I lit a small flame in the bathroom, believing I could control it. But fire is never a servant. It erupted with a savagery that stunned me, swallowing the building as if it had been waiting years for permission. Heat bent the air into a cruel trap, sealing me inside the bathroom as the walls ignited. My skin began to blister, then burn. I doused myself with the only water available, the toilet bowl, and the world went black. I woke in the arms of a firefighter dragging me from the inferno. Survival felt like an accident. 3 weeks later, they allowed me to see myself. Standing before the mirror, I confronted a version of my body that training had never delivered. My skin, an exposed map of raw carmine, traced every muscle with terrible precision. My abdomen was, at last, unmistakably defined, its fat consumed by fire rather than effort. I had achieved the impossible, a perfect body carved by tragedy. Grotesque, beautiful, devastating. In that reflection, I saw the truth I had been running from. I had spent years trying to sculpt my body, never realizing I needed to reshape my own perception. But the revelation came far too late. I had become exactly what I feared most, a hollow image, flawless only because it had been destroyed. At last, I had something worthy of sharing online, a body reborn in flames, an identity reduced to ash.